And let's shift focus to the other top story that we have been tracking in Uttar Pradesh. Shivpal Yadav and his son Aditya have now reached Mulayam Singh's residence for negotiation. So this is the breaking news that is coming in from Lucknow. Now after this, they will all head to the party office is what we are being told. Shivpal Yadav has ensured a show of strength there as well. So there is a continuous, in fact, political high drama that is playing out. Remember, Shivpal Yadav yesterday tendered resignation from all posts. Later on, Akhilesh Yadav, the chief minister, he rejected all of that. Now, Shivpal Yadav with his son has actually reached Mulayam's residence. And what Shivpal has said is that whatever Netaji says will be done and followed. So we will be in fact playing out those visuals as you can see, and of Shivpal Yadav reaching. He has left for party office, and basically all the action has now shifted to the Samajwadi Party office. We are being told that Ram Gopal Yadav is also on his way from Mulayam Singh Yadav's, in fact, the constituency of Saifai. Media, of course, tried asking some questions to Shivpal Yadav, but he evaded those questions. And there is going to be a show of strength as well. We've already seen protests break out today with Shivpal Singh Yadav's supporters agitating and saying that their Neta has been humiliated by the young Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. So this is, in fact, the family ties that are strained, leading to this political drama that is playing out on the streets of Lucknow this Friday morning. Protests, in fact, broke out at the Samajwadi Party office, and supporters were waiting for Mulayam Singh Yadav. So basically from Shivpal to supporters, all are waiting to see what Netaji has to now say. Joining us now is Executive Editor Javed Ansari. Javed, give us a sense of how do you see these developments. This is clearly about negotiations for more power and control. But as many say that this is perhaps a good opportunity for Akhilesh Yadav to try and get rid of the old horses.
Well, that's easier said than done. Let's make no mistake, this is a battle for succession. This is a battle for who will be the inheritor of Mulayam Singh's political legacy. The fight is between his son, Akhilesh Yadav, who is the Chief Minister of the state, as also Mulayam Singh's younger brother, Shivpal Yadav. A minute ago, he had driven in to Mulayam Singh's residence, but and he drove out immediately soon thereafter. Mulayam Singh, we are told, has rejected his resignation, refused to accept his resignation as the state party chief. Now, we are told that at some point of time, Mulayam Singh, Shivpal Yadav, everybody will come to the Samajwadi Party office, which is just a stone's throw from Mulayam's residence. All eyes are now on Mulayam Singh. The onus is on Mulayam Singh to reconcile the contradictions. There's also the vaulting ambitions of his family, both within the party and outside. His task is cut out. It couldn't have come at a worse time for the Samajwadi Party. It's fighting with his back to the wall to retain power. And 4 months from now, the state is going in for elections. So the Samajwadi Party, whatever has happened is a huge body blow for the Samajwadi Party ahead of the elections.
Absolutely, this is the family rift that's out in the open, that too in an election year. But Javed, give us a sense of how it is playing out within the family, because you also have voices like Ram Gopal Yadav who perhaps say that it was a wrong decision to remove Akhilesh Yadav from the post of the party president. Yes,
but it's a bit ironical because Ram Gopal Yadav, as General Secretary of the party, signed the circular which removed Mr. Akhilesh Yadav as the state party chief. That notwithstanding, that's arranged on one side are Mulayam Singh Yadav, Shivpal Yadav. On the other side is Akhilesh Yadav and Ram Gopal Yadav. So therefore, what the party is staring at is a split. Unless Mulayam Singh can pull something out of the hat and avert this crisis, there is a split staring the Samajwadi Party in its face. This is without doubt the worst crisis the Samajwadi Party has faced in its 24-year-old existence.
Okay, just do stay with us, Javed, because we are playing out those visuals once again. These are visuals just from a short while ago when Shivpal Yadav, along with his son Aditya, reached Netaji Mulayam Singh Yadav, who is also his brother, in fact, his residence. And their media tried asking him some questions. He clearly evaded, chose to remain silent. In fact, that meeting is still ongoing. You can see in that black car, that's the car where, in fact, Shivpal Yadav is. As the convoy reached Mulayam Singh Yadav's house, media chased them, tried asking questions, but they chose to remain silent. And now the meeting is ongoing. Let's try and listen into what Shivpal Yadav had to say earlier this morning.
हम सब लोग नेताजी के साथ हैं। हम सब लोग हर परिस्थिति में नेताजी के साथ हैं और नेताजी का संदेश हमारे लिए आदेश है।
And in the very latest, what we are being told is that Mulayam Singh Yadav has rejected Shivpal Yadav's offer to resign from the state president's post. In fact, the meeting between the duo ends and it just lasted for 7 minutes. That's how long the meeting lasted between Shivpal Yadav and his brother Mulayam Singh Yadav, for 7 minutes. And what we are hearing is that Mulayam Singh Yadav has now rejected his offer to resign from the state president's post. Remember, it is only just 2 days back that Shivpal Yadav have been anointed on this post, and since then the entire family rift has been out in the public domain. Javed, you know, this meeting lasting just for 7 minutes, it almost looks like scripted. What is happening here, you know, in terms of the equation between Mulayam and Shivpal Yadav?
Look, there's not much wrong in the equation between Mulayam Singh Yadav and Shivpal. In fact, Mulayam Singh Yadav had a fortnight ago summoned a meeting of Akhilesh, Shivpal, Ramgopal and himself, a family panchayat, so to say, where he tried to broker peace. It was, of course, very short-lived. And in that meeting, he said that, you know, long before Akhilesh was born and long before the others arrived on the scene, Shivpal Yadav was acted as a Suraksha Kavash in those days, in the early days when Mulayam was roaming around in the badlands and the backlanes of Etawah. He says he shielded me from my enemies. He took bullets on his chest. He's the one who's helped build this party. And if he leaves, 50% of the people will go with him, 50% will remain with him. So Mulayam does realize that Shivpal holds, commands a fair degree of loyalty within the organization and outside, and he doesn't want anything to happen which will wreck the party on the eve of the elections and wreck his well-scripted succession plan that he's laid out.
Javed, this party organization hold that you refer to, does this also mean that if Shivpal were to leave the party, it could translate into loss of popular votes for the party?
Well, certainly it would, and anybody who leaves will translate as a loss. Shivpal Yadav has been around, and at least this is what Mulayam Singh estimates, and so do a lot of others who are necessarily not taking sides. Lots of Samajwadi Party leaders who believe that if Shivpal Yadav leaves the party, which is highly improbable, let me add, it will take a lot away from the party. This is a fracture, a split at this juncture, 4 months left before the assembly elections, could well cost the party very, very dear in the state assembly elections.
But Javed, at the moment, you know, this entire sort of, as you say, it's a succession argument it's a succession fight within the party. But is Shivpal really negotiating for himself or for the future of his son?
No, certainly for himself. His son is still young, Aditya Yadav. He still has a long innings to play, but certainly this is a battle for who will succeed, who will inherit the political legacy of Mulayam Singh Yadav. Mulayam, in his scheme of things, would want there to be a fine balance for Akhilesh to head the government.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Many thanks for getting us all that perspective. Javed Ansari there, of course, adding all the perspective to that entire political drama, the family rift that is out in the public in Lucknow.